So, in the last class I have discussed about various components of the oil foundation and how we can determine the depth, what are the forces acting on the oil foundation, what are the methodology by which we can determine the stability of the oil. So, now today I will discuss about the ISC methodology or ISC method by which we can determine the stability of the oil foundation. So, in the ISC methods, based on that the stability is given by the passive earth pressure resistance of the site soil. So, now and that resistance we are getting at the base of the well as well as the side of the well. Now, this method first method or first part, that is the elastic theory method. So, that means the here assumptions which are considered, that this is the soil is perfectly elastic, homogeneous and follows Hooke's law. That means, soil surrounding the well is perfectly elastic, the soil is homogeneous and is follow the Hooke's law. So, this is first assumption, the surrounding soils are perfectly elastic, homogeneous and follows Hooke's law. And then the next assumption is that the unit pressure P, which is equal to K H and Z. So, that means where Z is the lateral deformation, K H the horizontal, coefficient of horizontal subgrade modulus, and P is the unit soil reaction. So, next assumption, the unit soil reaction P is equal to coefficient of horizontal subgrade modulus into the lateral deformation. So, then the third assumption is K H varies linearly with depth. So, that means the K H value increases linearly with depth. So, this is increases linearly with depth. This is the third assumption. And another oil, that oil foundation which behave as a rigid body, and acted by the horizontal force H and the moment M A at the base. So, these are the assumptions of this elastic theory method, which is proposed by IRC, that is IRC 45 1972. Now, next one, that how we can check the stability of this oil. So, that means, where first we consider that W is the total force which is acting in downward direction, total force or load acting downward, including the self weight. Next, we have to determine the horizontal force acting at the scour level. horizontal force acting on the well at scour level. So, next we should know the what is the net moment or the total applied moment about the base of the wall. The well. So, that means we should know the weight total vertical load or downward vertical load acting downward direction including the shell port. That means, we should know the vertical load, we should know the horizontal force acting on the well at scour level, what is the, and we should know the moment applied at the base of the well. So, once we know these three components, then total load and the moment, then we can check whether the well is laterally stable or not. So, first we checking, we have to calculate that what is the value of I b, that means the moment of inertia that is acting at the base about a axis passing through the center of gravity and perpendicular the horizontal resultant force. That means, the I b we can calculate pi by 64 into b to the power 4, where b is the, so this is the moment of inertia acting as the base which is about an axis passing through the center of gravity of the well and perpendicular to the horizontal resultant force. Now, first we that means we have to calculate I b. So, I b is pi by 64 b to the power 4, where b is the diameter of well if it is a circular. If it is a rectangular, then this is the width of base perpendicular to the direction of horizontal force. If it is a rectangular, then next one you have to calculate the I v L d cube by 12. So, that is also I v is also moment of inertia about the horizontal axis passing through the center of gravity of the projected area in elevation of the soil mass offering resistance. So, that means, we have to calculate the I v which is L d cube by 12. Now, here the d is the depth of the well below scour level, and L we have to calculate the projected width of the well. So, where from this expression d is the depth of well below scour level, and L is the projected width of the well into, you have to apply a shape factor. So, this is 0.9 the shape factor for circular and 1 for rectangular or square. So, once we calculate the I b and I v, then we have to calculate the total moment of inertia I, that is I b plus R into I V 1 plus 2 mu dash into alpha. So, where R is the ratio between K H by K V, where K H is the coefficient of horizontal modulus of subgradiation, K V is the coefficient of vertical modulus of subgradiation, and mu dash is taken at the coefficient of friction between the side wall and the soil, which is taken tan delta, and alpha is taken as diameter or width of the well, that means B divided by twice D. And checking that you have to, once you calculate this I value, then the checking that you have to check that whether the horizontal force that should be greater than the moment acting divided by R dash 1 plus mu dash minus mu w. So, here and another one that H should be greater than that value also, m by m dash 1 minus mu dash plus mu w. So, that in first check you have to consider that mu and mu w that you have to calculate. So, once you calculate the mu value is given, mu dash is given tan delta, similarly mu is given as a tan phi, and here this is not, this is less than that. That means, H, one check is H greater than m by R dash 1 plus mu dash minus mu w, and another H should be less than to m by R dash 1 minus mu dash plus mu w. And once you check this value, then we have to calculate what is R dash. R dash is d by 2 into I by R I V. So, this is R dash, and mu dash, as it is mentioned that tan delta, similarly mu is taken tan phi. This is between the soil and the base of the well, and it is taken equal to phi because of the roughness of the concrete plug. So, once which this is one checking. So, next checking is that the check 2 is that R m by I that should not be greater than gamma K p minus K a, where gamma is taken as submerged unit weight of soil if it is below the water. And K p and K a are the active and passive earth pressure coefficient, which can be determined based on the Coulomb's theory, and delta we can take 2/3 of phi, but limited to 22.5 degree. So, this is the second check we have to perform. Then the third check or the check 3, that you have to calculate the soil pressure, what is the stress which is acting on the soil. So, this we can calculate W minus mu dash P by area plus minus M B divided by twice I. Now, here A is the area of base of well, P is the total horizontal reaction from the side of the well, and that we can determine by M divided by R dash. So, P is M divided by R dash and B is the width or diameter of base of the well. So, this is the third check, and then you have to consider that the maximum stress here will get, one is maximum and is minimum stress. So, that means the next one, once you calculate this Q 1 and Q 2, then you have to check the minimum one or Q minimum, that should be greater than 0, and Q maximum, that should be less than the allowable, or Q allowable means the allowable load carrying capacity of the soil. Load or stress carrying capacity of soil. So, that means the minimum stress, that should be greater than 0 and maximum one should be less than the allowable load carrying capacity of the soil. So, next check that we have to do for the ultimate resistance method, and the first one the elastic method, and this is the ultimate resistance method. So, here you have to calculate that W by A, that should not be greater than Q U by 2, where W is the net vertical force acting or total vertical force acting, and A is the area of the base, and Q here, Q is the ultimate load carrying capacity of the soil. So, next one you will calculate the resisting moment at the base. So, there are the three moment that we are getting, that one is M B, that is the resisting moment. So, this is the resisting moment at the base. You have to calculate the M S, that is the resistive moment due to passive soil resistance. Next one is MF, this is also resisting moment, that is due to friction. So, we have all three. So, that means the final resisting moment, that is taken at 0.7 times of M B plus M S plus M F. So, that means these all are the resisting moment. So, that is resisting moment first at the base, that is given from the base reaction, then the resisting moment from the due to the passive soil resistance and the resisting moment due to the friction, and the total resisting moment is 0.7 times of mm. And this check we have to done that m r should be greater than the moment which is applied. So, m r should be greater than the applied moment. So, next one, that how to calculate this m b. So, now the m b we can calculate by q w b into tan phi, where w is the total vertical weight force, b is the width of the well, and then q is a constant. So, here q is a constant whose value we can that depend on the shape of and the depth of the well. So, d by b ratio and the q. So, if it is 0.5, then 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So, q value is 0.41, is 0.45, is 0.50, is 0.56, is 0.64. So, this is recommended by IRC and it is 45 1972 and taken from Ranjan and Rao. And the MS value also we can calculate by 0.1 into gamma d cube Kp minus Ka into L, and MF is can be given by this expression 0.11 gamma Kp minus Ka b square d square sin delta. So, by this we can calculate the total resisting moment, and then that should be equal to the that should be greater than the applied moment. Now, once we calculate this value, then we can complete our check, and again as I mentioned that m r should be greater than m. Once we can complete this checking, you can say that our this well is laterally stable. Now, we will solve one problem and then we can see how we can use this expression and we can check where the well is, how we can check the well against a lateral load. So, but if this is the example that here the W or net weight is taken given as 22,000 or 20,000 kilonewton, or we can say this is 2000 ton. The H is given 2500 kilonewton or 250 ton. M is given at 4000 ton per meter. So, these are the given vertical, horizontal force and the moment that is at the scour level. Now, depth of the well below scour level, that is D is taken as 18 meter. Now, gamma sat is taken 20 kilonewton per meter cube or 2 ton per meter cube. Phi value is given as 35 degree and delta value is 22 degree. Kp and Ka value Kp value is given 8, Ka value is given 0.24, and the B external diameter of the well is given as 8.5 meter, and internal diameter of the well B1 is the B1, that is the external, and B2 is the internal diameter. Is given as 5 meter. Now, allowable soil pressure Q allowable is 60 ton per meter square or 600 kilonewton per meter square. That is the allowable allowable load carrying capacity of the soil. Now, you have to check the lateral stability of the well. Now, first, as we have mentioned, that you have to check for the first to calculate the L is equal to, as it is a circular well. So, that the shape factor is 0.9 into the projected base or width is 8.5, that is the external diameter. So, you can calculate L is 7.65 meter. Next one is that I b or B value here, we have to take the 8.5 meter, that is the external diameter, or you can take that is external diameter. So, I b we can calculate by pi b to the power 4 divided by 64. So, pi into 8.5 to the power 4 divided by 64, that is 256.24 meter to the power 4, and I v that is taken as L d cube divided by 12. So, L is 7.65, d cube is 18 to the power cube and 12, where d is the depth of foundation oil below the scour level. So, that is d cube by 12. So, that is equal to 3717.9 meter to the power 4. So, once we calculate I v and I b, then total I is I b plus r into I v 1 plus mu dash into alpha. So, once we calculate that 1 plus mu dash into alpha, then the total I will be I b is 256.24 plus r we have taken, r is taken, that is K h is equal to K v, that is taken equal to 1. So, I v is 1 into I v value is 3717.9, 1 plus this is 1022 degree into alpha, and alpha value we can take as b by 2 d. So, b is 8.5, 2 into 18. So, that is 0.24. So, once we calculate, we will get a value that is 4331.06 meter to the power 4. So, these are the value that we are getting from the calculation. So, in the last expression that was shown, so there should not be a 2, that is 1 plus mu dash into alpha. So, you have to correct this equation. So, here also this is I be 1 plus mu dash into alpha. So, that we will get this moment, that is this is a moment of inertia I. So, once we calculate the moment of inertia I, then we have to conduct several checks. So, first check that we will do, that is the check whether H is greater than m by r dash 1 plus mu dash minus mu w or not. So, first we calculate the r dash, that is equal to d by 2 into I divided by r I v. So, d is 18 meter divided by 2, I is 4331.07, r is taken as 1, I v is 3717.9. So, we will get a value of 10.48 meter as a r dash. So, now we calculate that m by r dash 1 plus mu dash minus mu w. So, once we calculate this value, here m is taken given 4000 ton per meter, r dash is 10.48, 1 plus mu we have to take 1035 degree, mu dash is then 22 degree minus 1035 degree into 2000 ton, 2000 is the W value. So, this value is coming out to be minus 910.8. So, now the H value is 250 ton and which is greater than this minus 1910.8. So, it is, we can say it is safe. So, next one and next check that you have to conduct, that H should be less than m by r dash 1 minus mu dash plus mu w. So, first we will calculate the m by r dash 1 minus mu dash plus mu w. So, m is 4000, r dash is given by this 10.48, 1 minus mu is 1035, mu dash is 1022 plus mu is 1035 into 2000. So, this value is coming out to be 1674.1. So, that is this ton. So, that is greater than 250 ton. So, it is safe. So, we can say that these two checks are been done. Now, we have to conduct the soil pressure or maximum Q max and Q min we have to determine. So, we can determine Q max, Q min by given this expression W minus mu dash P divided by A plus minus M B divided by 2 I, where plus we have to use for the Q max and minus we have to use for Q min. So, once we, so from here the A value will be the area of the base, that is pi by 4 into the 8.5 whole square. So, that is the projected area of the base, so 8.45 square, and P we can determine, that is P equal to m by r dash. M is 4000 ton meter, r dash is 10.48. So, P value is 382 ton. Now, if we put this value in Q max and Q mean, then we can determine that W is 2000 minus mu dash is tan 22 degree, then P is 382 divided by area pi by 4 into 8.5 square, then plus minus m is 4000, B is 8.5 divided by 2 into I is calculated 4331.06. So, now, if I consider the plus value, then Q max is, so from here we can write that this is 32.54 plus minus 3.93. So, we can say that Q max will be 32.54 plus 3.93. So, it is coming out to be 36.47 ton per meter square, or 364.7 kilonewton per meter square, and Q minimum will be 32.54 minus 3.93. So, Q minimum value will be 28.61 ton per meter square, or 286.1 kilonewton per meter square. So, we can determine, we have determined that what is the maximum stress which is acting on the soil, and which is the minimum stress which is also acting on the soil. So, that we will consider the maximum one to check whether this stress soil can able to carry or not. So, and we can consider that allowable stress Q allowable is given 60 ton per meter square, or 600 ton per meter square, whereas Q max is given 36.47 ton per meter square. So, that means we can say that Q max is less than Q allowable, so safe. So, we can say that the maximum stress which is acting which is coming on the soil is 36.47 ton per meter square, whereas soil can able to take a load, soil load, allowable load carrying capacity is 60 ton per meter square. So, it is safe. Another one is Q minimum, which is greater than 0. So, that is also, so that means that is also safe, that means no tension zone force is occurred in the soil. So, next check that we have to conduct is for the ultimate resistance check. So, for the ultimate resistance check, method or check, here first we have to calculate W by A, that should not be greater than Q ultimate by 2. Now, here that Q allowable is given 60 ton per meter square, and generally the factor of safety which is applied is 0.5 to 3. So, we have, if we consider a factor of safety is 3, then Q ultimate will be equal to Q allowable into 3. So, we can consider this will be 60 into 3. So, now we can calculate that W is 2000, area of the base is pi by 4 into 8.5 square, that should not be greater than 60 into 3 divided by 2. So, we will calculate, we will get that this value is 35.3 and that is not greater than equal to 90. So, it is safe. We can say, so this is safe 90 ton per meter square. So, this is also safe. Now, we have to calculate the all resisting moment, and this expression you have to determine that M r is 0.7 of M b plus M s plus M f, and M r should be greater than M which is applied. So, first we will calculate what is the value of M b. So, M b is Q W b tan phi. So, now the W value is given, W is equal to 2000 ton, B is 8.5 meter and phi is 35 degree. Now, Q value we have to calculate. Now, for Q value, D by B is 18 divided by 8.5. So, that is 2.1. So, once we get this B value D by B, then from the table we can determine what would be the value of this Q, because Q has this table is given. So, that means from here in this value D by B is 2.1. So, D by B is surrounding this one and this is 0.56 and this is 0.64. So, in between this, so that Q value is coming out to be around 0.58. So, the Q value from here we can get 0.58. So, now if you put this value M b is equal to 0.58 into 2000 into 8.5 into 1035 degree. So, it is coming out to be 6904 ton meter. Similarly, the M s is given 0.1 to gamma d cube K p minus K a into L. So, this is 0.1, gamma is given as a, because 1, because the gamma sat is given 2 ton per meter cube, and as gamma submerged you have to consider because it is below soil. So, gamma sub is equal to gamma sat minus gamma water. Gamma sat is 2, gamma water is 1. So, this is 1 ton per meter cube. So, this is 1 into d cube is 18 cube, K p is 8, K is 0.24, L is 0.9 is the safe factor into 8.5. So, we will get a total resistance due to the passive force or passive resistance. This is 34621 ton meter. So, this is the moment due to the passive resistance. Next one, you will calculate what is the value of mf. So, this is the resisting moment due to the friction. So, mf, that is 0.11 gamma kp minus ka into b square d square sin delta. This is for the friction. So, we will have 0.11 into 1, kp is 8, k is 0.24, b square is 8.5 square into d square is 18 square into sin 22 degree. So, we will get a total resistive moment due to friction 7485.36 ton meter. So, we can calculate the total moment, that is the mr 0.7 of mb plus ms plus mf. So, this is 0.7, mb value is 6904, ms is 7485, sorry, ms value is 34621 plus mf is 7485.36. So, this ton meter. So, ultimately mr total resistive force or moment is 34307.3 ton meter, and m applied load at the scour level, which is given 4000 ton meter, where this is 34,307 ton per meter. So, we can say that mr is greater than m applied. So, this is safe. So, this way we can say that the dimension that we have chosen based on the loading condition, that is the vertical load, horizontal load and the moment at the base, this well is checked for all the possible condition and all the checkings are okay. So, that means it is safe for lateral stability checking. So, that means we can say that under this condition this well is safe against the lateral. That means this well is lateral checking, that means this well is laterally stable. So, that means we have this one, we have to have done the checking for the moment, resisting moment that is applied. Then we have a checking for the stress which is acting on the soil, that means the Q max and Q min. The Q max should be less than the allowable load carrying capacity of the soil, and also we have checked the horizontal stress or horizontal force actually that is acting on the well, that we have to also check whether that due to that horizontal force is the stability will be disturbed or not, whether well is also stable under that horizontal force. So, that all the checkings are done and it is passed all the checking. So, it is safe against the lateral stability. So, that means here first basic is that we should know the what is the vertical load acting. So, based on that the load which is acting on the base of the soil, that we can determine. So, that is the purpose to for that checking, that we should know the vertical load. We should know the lateral load, or that means that will also help you to check whether this is again safe against lateral condition or not. Now, you should know the moment which is acting on the base of the soil. So, that means whether base of the well. So, that means that moment also disturb the lateral stability of the well. So, we should know the these all three components before we start the checking of the well against the lateral stability, and as well as we should know the what the properties of the soil, and based on that we have to determine what is the scour level and what is the scour depth, and then we should know what is how much foundation, how much depth of the foundation will provide below the scour level, so that we can determine what would be the depth of the foundation below scour level, and based on that we will determine that level the soil stress will determine, and then we will check whether that soil stress is good enough, soil condition is good enough to resist the soil stress which is coming on the soil. So, that means we should know the external load or the moments, that means the vertical load, horizontal load and the moment. We should know the soil properties, based on that we have to decide how much diameter or the depth of the well will provide. So, what would be the diameter, what would be the depth of the well below the scour level. So, those things we have to determine. So, now in this way we can check this well foundation, and then we have to design this well. So, now this part in today's class I have discussed about this IRC method and how we can check the lateral stability of a well by using the IRC method. And previous class I have discussed about how we determine the depth, and that depth is also here required to check this lateral stability. Then what would be the diameter of the well, and then how much minimum amount of the depth or the grip length, because this grip length is also required to determine how much depth will provide. So, how much required grip length have to provide, what would be the minimum depth of the well, that things also be explained here. So, based on that we should provide the particular depth of the well below the scour level, and then based on that we will decide we will check the lateral stability of the well. So, now in this class or in this course we have discussed various component of the foundation, that we have discussed about the shallow foundation, we have discussed about the deep foundation, that means of the pile under defined loading condition, then the well foundation. We have discussed about the reinforced earth, how we can design the reinforced retaining wall. Then we have discussed about the soil foundation interaction, that means how soil can be modeled to interact with the foundation, and as well as the soil properties, which are very important things, and then how we can determine the soil property by the exploration. So, what those things also we discuss here, and we have also designed that retaining wall, not only the our reinforced retaining wall, also the normal or traditional retaining wall, this is cantilever retaining wall or gravity retaining wall. So, those things also been discussed in this course. So, this is the complete or this is the last lecture of this course, and here. So, I have tried to incorporate all the basic components of the foundation and how to analyze these things and how to design these things. Thank you.